Good afternoon, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. I have something really cool to share with you guys. One of my, I think, goals for the summer, and unfortunately I wasn't able to really record it or get a good picture, and I was a little frustrated, but the good news is that I actually think that I could possibly get a better picture earlier. Also, to you guys, I'm sorry if my teeth kind of look a little blue, or my lips do. I can't tell what is looking like that, but I had a bomb pop earlier because we got them from Jewel for like 75 cents over like last weekend, and I don't know if I told you guys, it was actually the last box. My dad had to climb like into the back of the freezer section to be able to get one out, and there was actually one left for me, so I ended up having it today. But yeah, that's why my teeth, I think, or my lips or something is giving off some type of blue tint right now. But guys, what I saw, that was not the exciting news. The exciting news was I saw a blue jay in our backyard, guys, and I was so excited because I told you guys that like that was kind of my goal of like the one bird that I really wanted to just see. That I saw it once in our friend's backyard. I saw it a couple times too down at our park. Like I've seen them actually fly like across the street a couple times and like land and stuff like that. But I was like, my goal, my ultimate goal would be to try and like entice one to come to our little backyard bird sanctuary. And I told you guys too that like because we don't have any trees or really any like big bushes in the backyard too, that a lot of birds aren't insanely overly interested in our backyard, other than the fact that we've been putting food out consistently every day. I mean, the birds are like pretty much my second pets right now, next to these dogs that Charlie's licking himself on my bed. Yeah, next to the dogs, they're like my next animals. Like I go out there pretty much normally every afternoon or sometimes in the morning and feed them. But normally I try and do it like later in the afternoon. Normally by about like 8 or 9 o'clock, they're pretty much gone, right around the time the sun's setting. And I'll try and fill up the bird feeders just because they will start coming like super early in the morning before I even get up. So it's not really like, you know, if I try and fill them up, you know, by like 8 or 9 o'clock, they're normally pretty much already gone by that time. And especially too because it's been like 90 degrees, like my mom was saying too, not a ton of birds are super interested in coming out in the super hot part of the middle of the day. They'll come out like early in the morning, or else they'll come out like way later in the afternoon. We actually saw the blue jay though right smack dab in the middle of the day. It was like maybe around 1 o'clock we saw him. He like came, kind of flew in. Actually, I saw him. He came over our fence, landed on the fence, then like hopped down and came over to the bird feeders. He actually was eating off the ground, and picked up like a peanut and then ended up flying away. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I just saw a blue jay, and I didn't realize how big they were. I was thinking it was like maybe about the size of a cardinal or something like that. I'd never seen one in comparison to like any other bird. And there was actually a grackle in the backyard, which is pretty much the biggest bird next to a hawk again though, but like the biggest bird I've really seen. I've seen hawks. I actually saw a hawk today in the backyard. Well, it wasn't in the backyard. It kind of just flew overhead way later in the afternoon, actually, because there was a storm that rolled in, which was really nice because it cooled down like crazy, because we've had 90+ degree days the last like pretty much week straight. So it's supposed to get down to like being like high to mid 80s, I think, for pretty much the rest of this week, and we might get a couple days in there where it's going to be like low 90s. But we've literally gone through a heat wave this last week. So now that it will be a tiny bit cooler, I think maybe tomorrow's supposed to still be like maybe in the 90s, but then I know like we're supposed to have like storms, I think, the next 2 days sort of. So again, that's when I saw that hawk fly overhead. But I saw the blue jay. He came in, he landed on the ground, picked up a peanut and flew away, and I was like, I can't believe it, I saw one. Like I was super excited. Like that was just the one thing I really wanted to get one to come to the backyard, because that's like I don't know, I just think they're really interesting, cool, like looking birds and stuff like that. And again, I've really only seen one like one time, other than like it just kind of flying away. Like I saw it actually, I think it landed in my friend's backyard and in a tree, like when I was little too. this was, I remember it vividly, like maybe 8 years old or something like that, in their backyard, and it flew away, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just saw a blue jay. And like, I thought that they were really common because again, I saw it when I was little and like recognized it, you know, as the type of bird it was, and I'd never actually again seen one really like land. I'd seen them like fly away and stuff like that, but I hadn't actually seen one. And again, in comparison, I didn't realize how big of a bird they are. They're bigger than they're bigger than doves, they're bigger than grackles, like, you know, and pretty much the biggest birds so far to date that we've attracted have been doves, which there's a pair that always come in the afternoon. It's so stinking cute. They always come and they'll sit on the ground, and because they're kind of ground feeders, they'll just kind of eat around. And then grackles too, which like a couple days ago we had like 10, I think, or 9. I counted 9 in the backyard all at the same time. And so they're, you know, pretty decent sized birds too. And so again, but I saw them, and there was a grackle that was already in the backyard at the same time, and I think a sparrow or two as well, and I saw it and I was like, I can't believe how big of a bird that is. Like, I mean, they're not huge, like again, the size of a hawk, but I just was expecting them to be like about the same size as like a cardinal or something like that, like bigger than a sparrow, but like smaller sort of, I guess, than a dove or a grackle, but it wasn't. It was bigger than them, and I, again, wasn't totally actually expecting that. And I know that they're kind of like, you know, I guess kind of mean birds, where they like to scare the other birds at the feeders away, and they're kind of loud, and they do eat like the young of other birds. Is, I guess, a pretty common thing, but this one just like came in, flew in, ate the seed off the ground and flew away, and the other birds all just kind of still hung out there. And then maybe about like 20 minutes later, or 10 or something like that, I ended up coming back again and ate off the suet, and then flew away again. And then later in the afternoon, like way later, when my dad was already home, so maybe about like 5 o'clock or 6 or something like that, we saw him again in the backyard, and he was there for like a good, again, the first 2 times that I saw him, he just kind of like came in, landed, you know, picked up whatever he was eating and kind of just got out of there. And then in the afternoon though, he found some peanuts that we had left out, and in our little like platform feeder sort of, and he was out there for like a good couple minutes. So my mom did snap some pictures that were with her really good lens at the time, because we didn't know how fast it was gonna leave, which the first 2 times was pretty fast. On top of that too, we were still in the house, and so we didn't want to scare Moise, we didn't want to go outside, so it was like through the glass and stuff like that. I really don't know how well they turned out. I just checked to see that she did actually take the picture, but it is a bigger bird, so you can kind of tell that they are in the picture. So I'll see if I can get those pictures for you guys, and include them as well. But I was just like, I couldn't even believe it. I was actually sitting in my mom's office with her talking, and I was sitting on the chair, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a blue jay in the backyard. And I told you guys too, that's like the one bird that's like, I knew is in the area, you know, again, I've seen them before and stuff like that, you know, again, down at our park sort of more, which is like 2 blocks away from the house, and our friends who's a couple blocks away from us. So like, I knew they're in the area kind of birds. You know, like we've seen cardinals a lot, but again, birds that we can attract to our feeders and stuff like that. So like cardinals, we've been able to attract obviously tons of grackles, sparrows, and finches. And you know, again, our little pair of doves that normally come, which I think is a male and female. They always come in the afternoons and come and eat off the ground, which is, like I said, super cute. And then we have a male and female cardinal, and a second male cardinal as well. I've seen 2 male cardinals at the same time, which I think they're kind of territorial, because when I have seen the 2 males at the same time, they're normally one is chasing the other one off. So I'm kind of thinking that they are. I didn't really read about that. Like we have a bird book, like an Illinois bird book, and I was reading about that, but I didn't read anywhere that they are. But when I've seen the 2 males together, normally one is always chasing the other one off. Like it'll just like land there, and then you'll see the other one come flying in and like chases the one off. So I think that they are, like I said, kind of territorial. And I've seen the female quite a few times, but normally I didn't see her for like a while, and then I did, and normally she comes out, it seems like, more in the afternoon. Like I've seen the males like she'll come out way in the late afternoon, whereas I've seen the males normally like earlier afternoon. like whichever one I see. But again, I've seen sometimes 2 at the same time. They just don't, they will not spend the time together, either both males or the female as well. I've only seen them like ever once at a time, except for again when I've seen the 2 males fighting each other. So yeah, that. And then what else have we seen? The woodpeckers too. We've had both the hairy and the downy woodpeckers, and there's a little pair of the downy woodpeckers too, which I think are male and female as well, and they normally wind up feeding each other, which is so cute. So again, we've, you know, attracted a lot of, like, I guess the known birds that are in our areas, and birds that I've, like, you know, seen fly overhead and stuff like that, but like they've come to our feeder. And so far the blue jay was the only one that I knew is like a, you know, they don't migrate, they're here pretty much all year round, and that you know, they get, you know, like unlike, you know, an oriole, which I guess they're supposed to be summer, but they do migrate. We saw one, I think, like somewhat like early summer, maybe late spring or something like that, in the front yard. But again, those are ones that I probably will be attracted more to our area. Most likely when they migrate again, we'll probably get some. And we've seen a couple cowbirds. I actually think I showed you guys last year, we had a huge, and this happens normally every year, a huge like cowbird migration, and they like will just be like flocked all over our front yard. But we've actually attracted a couple like during, you know, not their like migration period. Actually I think we saw a female this morning. So she was, I think, hanging out there. But again, I've seen a couple of them now, which aren't super common. But that, as far as like one of those really vibrant, like well-known birds, if that makes sense, that you know, not just like a variety of a finch or a variety of a sparrow, or, you know, something like that, you know, something that's a very unique, recognizable bird, especially for our area. I was like, you know, the one that I really want to attract is like a blue jay, and so I saw him 3 times today. I was so excited, which is really cool. And I've seen also too, we've got hummingbirds. I don't know what kind of variety they are. Normally they're too quick for me to really even identify. I've seen one that has like a red, like sort of neck, but it doesn't look quite as, like, normally in the pictures they look like more green, and it didn't really look super green, like, to me. I don't know, it looked kind of deeper, like a deep green or like a brownish sort of color, but it had like the red sort of. And again, I've seen like a couple of different varieties of, I think, different colors, maybe male and female, of hummingbirds several times. I think it was actually just yesterday, there was one that was hanging out by our neighbor's front trees in the front yard, and it was like going up and down the tree. Like I had no clue what it was doing, like if it was looking for sap in the tree or like what, but it was hanging out there for like a couple minutes, and I was like actually just gonna like not scare it when I came out the front door, so I was like waiting, and it was there for like a good couple minutes, standing there for probably a couple minutes, and I was like, I just need to get on with what I'm doing. So I went to water actually the plants, and I was like, okay, I probably am gonna do that, which is why I was happy it rained today, because I don't have to water them or worry about watering them, because rain tonight will most likely rain probably, I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, or maybe it's supposed to rain on Thursday and Friday or something like that. So that'll be nice again too, that our grass and all the plants will get some fresh water. But that was, like I said, just one of the birds I was so super excited that we were able to attract. So my next thing is that I want to try and get some fruit, like do fresh fruit and stuff like that. We've been slowly sort of implementing different types of feeders and different types of food. So I think the peanuts that was what it was going after like crazy the 3rd time when we saw it in the afternoon. It was out there for a couple minutes. Was definitely those what's it called, the peanuts. It loved the peanuts. So now that I think it knows there's peanuts here, you know, can kind of, you know, hopefully entice it to come back again. So we have to like stock up now in peanuts. It liked the shelled peanuts. What I think it took when it was on the ground was actually like it was already shelled peanut, but I think it was going after the in-shelled peanuts when we saw it the 3rd time later in the afternoon. So it's pretty cool. But we're trying to figure out, I put some strawberries out there too, and there was a little finch that was really into the strawberries today. Like much later in the afternoon, once I saw the blue jay for the 3rd time, I was like, what else can I use to try and attract more birds to the backyard? And the good thing too is that the squirrels have just been ground feeding, sort of. They haven't, since we've gotten those like bird, the little like I don't know, whatever they're called, half circle thingies, you know, the squirrel deterrents. They haven't tried to go up the feeders or anything like that, but the birds make a big enough mess where they throw seed all over the ground, and the squirrels have been cleaning it up, so that's nice. I don't have to worry about that. So normally it's like the ground feeding birds, the doves, the grackles, a lot of times the sparrows and stuff like that too, along with the squirrels have been like cleaning up the ground, which has been nice. So we don't have to worry about those guys. And the squirrels, again, haven't been super interested in the feeders since there is enough to eat on the ground, I think. Because when I have seen them, they've been on the ground, which is fine. I don't mind if they want to hang out there, but I don't like when they try and get up into the bird feeders and steal all of the food that we've set aside for the birds. You know, because they can, like I said, eat down there with, you know, the rest of, you know, pecking order, I guess. Squirrels aren't really in the pecking order, but I ended up, though, not getting to everything I wanted to get done today on my list, because I had a couple other priorities then ended up popping up and I had to get taken care of today. So the only thing I didn't do was laundry, and I didn't completely clean the bathroom. Actually, I only cleaned the mirror in the bathroom and didn't do anything else. So I think tomorrow I am going to clean the rest of the bathroom, and then if I can, maybe also do the kitchen tomorrow. If not, I'm going to do the kitchen on Thursday, which wasn't what I was planning on. That's not normally my schedule, but it's also kind of thrown off too, because most of my Monday stuff, like, I get back into the groove of things after the weekend, normally on Monday. And because everybody still had the day off yesterday, actually on Monday, and, you know, we were just, you know, kind of doing normal weekend type stuff. Yesterday didn't feel like a day where, you know, like, I'm back to my schedule kind of thing. So that's why today, now, I was actually felt like it was a little bit more of a Monday, and normally I have more to get done actually on Monday to get myself again back into that schedule. So that's why, like, cleaning the bathroom, like, is not normally my Monday chore, because I can't normally just, like, switch from, like, okay, it's a weekend and now it's a weekday again, and I gotta go and do like this on top of just getting to my normal routine of stuff. Because, like, I will take care of dishes as needed, you know, if we did a bunch of cooking over the weekend or whatever, but, like, especially we've been grilling a lot of the weekends, other than this weekend because of 4th of July, but, you know, so we don't dirty, I guess, as much stuff. So normally I can wait to do the dishes, like, if I do them like Friday night, I can normally wait until like Sunday afternoon or Monday morning to actually get the dishes done. Just as far as, like, I will unload the dishwasher, but I don't actually have enough to run a full load until normally like 2 days, depending on how much we've used. But sometimes I might have to, and I might be behind a day, which is why I'm normally, again, Monday's kind of my catch-up day. And again, same with like laundry and stuff like that, so that's why I normally don't do that. And it's hard to get back into that routine when, like, today was a Tuesday, but yesterday felt like the weekend, and I didn't have that same normal schedule that I normally do. So I was able to get to a handful of things though today that, again, I needed to, and other priorities that popped up and stuff like that. So I will let you guys know as far as our bird saga goes. My mom was sitting outside a couple times then once we'd seen the blue jay, hoping that she could catch a couple more pictures with her good, like, longer lens, and she wasn't able to get any more. She sat out there for, like, probably about maybe 45 minutes in total throughout the day today, hoping that she was going to get another picture and he'd come back, but she wasn't able to. So, like I said, if they're even visible at all and you can see any part of the blue jay, I will have included those pictures for you guys. But I will try and let you guys know too some of our bird updates and what we're doing and stuff like that, because I'd like to get some more suets too, so we can actually put some more fresh produce, like, you know, apples, oranges, berries, and that kind of stuff, because birds love those kind of things. So hopefully we will get a bunch that will eat the strawberries I put out tonight. But anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.